The external illusion. Okay, what is this? Why am I constantly thinking about the external world being a kind of imagination and the internal world being the reality? I want to give like a few more examples of why I've come to think this, and some examples of what may help you realize this as well if you haven't already realized it. So let's put it this way, okay? So let's say you have a dream of making $10 million, okay, or £10 million. This is your dream, and you believe that when you reach this, you'll be happier, okay? Now ask yourself one question. If you had $10 million now, what would you be doing that's different to what you're doing right now? Because all the things that we as humans find joyful, okay, are already there, you see. So if I was a millionaire now, okay, I would literally be doing the same as what I'm doing now. I'd be going out for a walk, taking the dogs for a walk, enjoying the beautiful scenery. Here in my home city of Durham, I'll be enjoying this scenery, and I'll be going out, having a coffee, okay, having some nice food, enjoying all the physical five senses that are already here. So there's this thing going on where everybody's trying to chase this dream, but they don't realize when they reach this dream, they're already going to have the same things as they've got now. Okay, because think about this, guys. But whatever you're doing, however much money you've got in the world, you're always doing the same things. You're either standing up, sitting down, eating food, sleeping. Okay, you're always doing the same things anyway. So is having £1 million or $1 million going to change anything really? And then you've got the other thing where whatever you want, whatever your goals are, whatever you try to achieve, once you achieve that, okay, then it becomes stagnant again, and you always want something else and something else. So this is like a never-ending cycle of the illusion of the physical world, which is part of this reality that we're in, to learn that the kingdom of heaven is within, to learn love and to learn to love ourselves and appreciate what's already there, because the kingdom of heaven is already there. All emotions that you can achieve of having $1 million is the same emotions as you'll achieve from not having it, because it's already there. All the beautiful things in life are already there. You just have to tap into them. Okay, this is the great secret. Okay, this is like a secret. Poppy, come here. See, beautiful dogs are already here. Okay, beautiful trees are already here. Beautiful food is already there. Okay, even if you've got no money at all, okay, it'll only take a couple of weeks to save up enough to go and get some nice food. You can probably afford a coffee every day. You can appreciate that. Yes, fair enough, right? Maybe some people might say, well, if I was rich, I would go to the Caribbean and I'd be on a beautiful tropical island enjoying the sea. Okay, but what you need to remember is that even when you're there, okay, it's just an image projected. Okay, it's the same as looking at an image on a computer screen. It's the same as looking at an image on a beautiful painting. Okay, the image isn't the reality. The internal state is the reality. So here I am in the northeast of England, okay, where most people who live here probably think that it's a horrible place that hasn't got much going on, and they save up hundreds and hundreds of pounds just to go on holiday every year to escape the place. But what they're not realising when they get there, all it is a change of scenery. That's it. They're still sitting down, they're still eating food, they're still drinking coffee, they're still chilling, they're still sleeping, they're still walking, okay? Whereas when you reach the kingdom of heaven within awareness, you realise that is everywhere. So no matter where you are, you can create that internal bliss and that beautiful serenity that you think you would achieve on holiday, okay? So you don't have to spend the money for one, you don't have to spend all the time for another, you don't have to constantly project your mind into the future thinking, when I get there it's going to be better, because it's already here right now in the present moment. Poppy, come here. Don't run away, come here. So I can now look at this beautiful scenery, okay, here in the northeast of England, what most of England classes as this place full of mining towns and basic consciousness people, okay? But what they don't realize is that the life itself, the more you go into the physical, the more you chase, the more work you try and do to try and get this and that, the further away you become from that serenity, because it's right here now, guys. So so go out today, go to the local woods wherever you live, okay? Go to where there's a nice river, go to where there's lots of people, and get yourself a nice hot drink. I prefer coffee because it puts you more in the present moment, it relaxes you, so I like things like that. But just do something that will bring you joy, okay? But fully put yourself in the present moment and really taste it. Like really taste the food you're eating. Think about where it's come from, all the processes it's had to go through before it gets to you, which is the same everywhere in the world. Think of it as a game. I always think of this as a game, like a simulation, like a virtual reality simulation that's here to enjoy. And you'll realize eventually that this bliss and this happiness that everybody's chasing is already there. It's right on your doorstep, even on your doorstep itself, okay? You stand on your doorstep right now, look out, and you'll find something that's blissful and amusing if you focus on it, okay? Because where focus goes, attention flows. And this is the beginning stages of finding the kingdom of heaven within, which is the awakening, which is the enlightenment that all these spiritual gurus claim to help people get to. And they spend like hours and hours up in the mountains, okay? These monks spending hours in the mountains, putting themselves in the present moment. But what they're doing there isn't necessarily the joyful experience of the kingdom of heaven within, because they're basically staying in the same place. They're not experiencing what the simulation has to offer, because the present moment awareness, the kingdom of heaven within, is everywhere. It's all experience, okay? It's everything. It's touching these plants. It's experiencing the beauty of the way the sun reflects off the plants. Okay, so you don't have to go up in the mountains to experience this. You don't have to meditate for years and years and years to experience enlightenment. Enlightenment is here now. To continue this video, I want to talk about some of the things you'll experience when you find the kingdom of heaven within. Like for instance, I'm here on this beach now, and I'm looking at all these beautiful rocks. And when I was 18, okay, I'd come to a beach like this near where I live, because there's quite a few beaches near where I live here in this part of the UK. I would look at these beaches and think, well, this is boring. Like, look at that is boring. That's what I think. And the reason I think it was boring is because as you're growing up, you're always trying to chase that next kind of exciting experience. So the reason I think it's boring is because maybe it doesn't have a roller coaster near it, okay? Like some beaches here in the UK have lots of rides, roller coasters, they have hot dog stands, ice cream stalls, all this English stuff. And when you experience that, you kind of set that as the standard. And any beach after that point that doesn't have that, you think, well, this is boring. What's good about a bunch of rocks? But as you open up the kingdom of heaven within, you kind of see everything with new eyes, and you become a child again. But when you become a child again, you're not limited to the physical experience, okay? Because you, in your mind, you can create the reality you want based on the reality and what you want to feel, based on the five senses that you've experienced as you were growing up. So you can then come back to, say, places like this, or places that you used to think were boring, and you can see them with whole new eyes, and you can create the good in them. This is like a power that you achieve with your awakening process. When you reach a certain stage in your awakening process, you'll get these powers to create a joyful feeling inside yourself, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. So it's kind of like a computer game. Like, this is the way I see it, guys. I see it as this is a simulation to enjoy. The higher up level up the game, the more of the simulation you can enjoy. You're not limited to specific things to enjoy the simulation. The higher up the awakening you go, the higher level you become, the more you can enjoy the simulation, because the more you have the ability to choose what you want to enjoy and what you don't want to enjoy. So you've basically, it all opens up to you like a huge canvas to enjoy. So that's why I can now come and explore all these rocks, and it's kind of like I'm in a simulation, I'm in a game, okay? And the game itself, I can choose anything I want in the game. So say for instance, I want to choose a game where I search for specific rocks, and if I play that game and I find something like this, I'm like, wow, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, wow, where did this come from? This could have been on a ship for years and years and years. It could even be from Viking times, for all I know, or whatever, okay? I think Vikings were around this area, actually. I might be wrong. I think from parts of England, but I don't know. I'm not very good with history, but even though I find history very fascinating, I don't know much about it. I just like to think about it. That's another thing you can do as well. When you reach the kingdom of heaven within, you can create any reality you want in your imagination, and it becomes a reality, okay? So I can come out to a place like this now and really enjoy just doing whatever I want to do in my imagination, okay? That becomes the game. So now when I see other people kind of getting bored with things, okay, like you'll see other people playing games, and when they're playing this game, say on the PlayStation or the PS5, they'll constantly be trying to get on that next level because they're kind of addicted to getting on the next level. So it kind of gets like that eventually, but you don't need the PS5 anymore. You can do that in reality. And the next level in reality is the next stage of your imagination that you can push it to create the reality that you want to create in order to find that joy within, using the 5 senses that you've already had experience with growing up, but now they're all in here. So you can use those 5 senses now in your imagination to create the game, to create the experience you want to experience within this simulation that we call physical reality. So going on that, like I've said in previous videos, guys, I think that this is the reason we're here in this reality, to fully experience it, to fully adopt all this in our mind, so we've got it here forever. Because once you reach the kingdom of heaven within, there's no going back, okay? You'll never ever be able to go back to being bored with experiences like this, okay? You'll never become bored of beautiful scenery anymore, because you see it with a whole new set of eyes. You see it with a whole new level of appreciation that wasn't there before. But the only reason it's there now is because you've already experienced it before, and eventually, the more, like I said previously, the more you chase something, the more you realize that the chase never ends. So you've got to stop eventually and just kind of allow it all to sink in, and then you stop trying. And once you stop trying, you don't need to try anymore. So instead of hoping that that next thing is going to be amazing, everything becomes amazing, because you've unlocked that level of the kingdom of heaven within, where everything becomes amazing, and then the world is your oyster to enjoy and experience it the way you choose to experience it, you see? Because that's the power, that's the level up you get the power to choose, rather than the power to be influenced by society, okay? For instance, telling you to go to school to get certain qualifications, etc., go to college, go to university, chase all these physical things that you have to do, and before you know it, you've spent probably 60 hours a week working your ass off just to eventually get to that point where you're like, well, what's next? And this is why you see people who've worked most of their life and then they eventually retire and they're so bored they don't know what to do because they've retired that they just end up just wanting to die, because that all they've done is followed the external. They've never gone within and seen the joy that's within without having to try and get it on the external, okay, because they haven't reached that level of awareness yet for whatever reason, where they're able to appreciate everything to new levels of awareness, where you can just go out and get some simple food like a cheeseburger or even some fries by themselves and fully appreciate the fries, where they've come from, all the different stages that they've had to go through to get to you, and the ultimate taste of it, using the sense of your tastes. Sorry, I'm going on a bit of a crazy tangent here. Basically, you just find appreciation, guys. You know what I mean if you've reached this level. If you have, leave some comments. But yeah, I don't really want to go any further with this, guys, because I'm going to get a little bit too excited about it, because it's not something you can be told. It's just something you've got to learn yourself via experience. And the more you try and get things externally, the more you'll realize it's totally pointless, and eventually you'll find the kingdom of heaven within, and you'll find that joyful feeling, and everything you do when you find that feeling is a million times better than what it was when you were 18 trying to chase that feeling using the external world, because you've realized it's all within. That's it, guys. See you in the next video. Have a nice day.